You guys are driving me nuts.
Then I want to run.
Short drive.
Ready?
We're ready. Ready.
Okay. Start with a public hearing here first. Welcome to a public hearing for the repealing and replacing Chapter 480, the zoning ordinance of the town of Webb, New York. We decided to provide a little summary of it for folks that, before we let the public be heard. Will the clerk read the proposed resolution?
Whereas in December 1965, the Town Board of the Town of Webb enacted Chapter 480 of the Town Code entitled The Zoning Ordinance of the Town of Webb, New York, establishing a comprehensive plan of zoning and land use controls in the town. And whereas the Town Board finds it is necessary to update the zoning ordinance law to protect the character of the town and to ensure that the desired land use controls are reflected in the regular administration of the zoning law. And whereas proposed law, local law number blank of 2026, repealing the current zoning ordinance and enacting a new updated zoning law, Chapter 480 of the Town of Webb Code, has been prepared, which would accomplish this. And whereas under New York State town law, no local law may be passed until a public hearing has been held. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Webb Town Board shall meet and hold a public hearing at the Town Visitor Information Center, 3140 State Route 28, Old Forge, at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, to consider proposed local law number blank of 2026, repealing the current Chapter 480 of the Town Code and replacing it with a new Chapter 480 of the Town Code of the Town of Webb, and to hear all interested persons, and at that time may take any other actions authorized by law concerning the proposed local law. Be it further resolved that the Town Board authorizes and directs the Webb Town Clerk to publish and post a notice of public hearing concerning the proposed local law in the manner provided by law.
Okay. Good job. All comments shall be directed to the town board and be relevant to the topic and will become part of the record. When called upon, we're going to read a letter from Barb Green first, as to be heard in the public hearing and be on record, and then we'll get to the part where you can state your name and keep your comments under 2 minutes.
Dear Supervisor Greco and Town Board members, I am regrettably away for this public hearing for the long-awaited zoning update, but wanted to provide comment for it. After the comprehensive plan was adopted, it was necessary to update the zoning in the Town of Webb to be in sync with the recommendations in that plan. Mike Ross and I served as the zoning committee members at that time and were asked to work on the process of doing so. The committee included the codes officer, Andy Getty, former supervisor George Hildebrand, planning chairwoman Marcia Barker, Councilman Ross, and myself. We worked many hours with the consultant Nance Stolzenberg from Planning Better Places. The committee communicated back and forth with Nan to be sure that the review would reflect the changes needed. After a few complete drafts were revised, we sent draft number 7 or 8 to the town attorney. Their recommendations were returned and we continued to refine. During the changes in supervisor, the update lost significance to the board, even with repeated requests to move it forward. Mr. Getty communicated again with the attorney for finishing touches. All the public heard was it was with the attorney. With the new 2026 administration elected in November, Supervisor-elect Tom Greco reached out to the attorney to get it moving. Here we are in just the second month of his term, and the public hearing is occurring, and hopefully adoption at the regular meeting following. I have read through the document one final time and am pleased to see that it does indeed speak to the needs of the town and the codes office. I know that the current codes officer, Jay Williams, has reviewed it with scrutiny. The only item that I found to not be included was the section regarding allowing accessory dwelling units on qualifying properties, which did not have a measure to prevent them from becoming short-term rentals. The intent was only to provide another method of year-round housing for workers, seniors, and year-round living. I spoke with both Tom and Jay, and they have assured me that their conversation with the attorney recommends an amendment to the existing short-term rental law. That is immediately forthcoming. My sincere gratitude goes to Mike for his dedication to the project, originally to Supervisor Greco, doing some amazing housekeeping to get this off the table and on the books, as it should have been a long ago, and to the town board as a whole for completing the final steps for the update. Much appreciated, Barb Green.
Thanks, Barb. What do you want?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. George Hildebrand,
Correct.
said in that one. So yeah, anyone else have any comment on the zoning update? Just please state your name. That easy. Okay. I guess for the record, no comments there. Besides Barb's letter. Having heard all, having had,
No comment.
again, no comments from those wishing to speak on this topic, would someone like to make a motion to close public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Judy, second?
I'll second it.
Ben? Okay. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Kyle's not here tonight. Okay, now we get to the regular meeting here. Thanks everyone for coming. I hope everyone signed the attendance sheet and turn off any cell phones. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our next regular meeting will be held on March 10th at 7 p.m. The March audit of the claims meeting will be held on Monday, March 2nd at 5:30. Executive session may occur this evening if deemed necessary. Correspondence, we have one letter to be read by Dawn.
This is from our Recreation Department head. The Town of Webb Recreation Department is now looking to build their 2026 summer camp counselor team. Our camp counselors play an essential role in the success of the Town of Webb Adventure Day Camp, helping to create a fun, safe, and memorable summer experience for our campers. Applicant requirements are must be at least 16 years of age, must pass the background check, must have experience with camp programs, youth programming, children, or teaching. If you or someone you know is interested in applying to be a camp counselor or would like to receive more information, please contact Town of Webb Recreation Manager at townofrecreation@townofwebbny.gov. That's all I got.
Yep. And we've got a couple things from the assembly here. Just previously asked for. If you want to go, Diane, did you want to speak to it?
I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
All right. I'm just reporting for the CAA. The CAA had their annual Winter Carnival this past weekend. The festivities kicked off with an evening skating party at the town skating rink. And then Saturday's events were modified because of the cold temperatures. So Saturday's evening was started with live music by Joe Bolton and Friends, the coronation of the King and Queen in front of the snow castle, and that was followed by the fireworks. This year's King and Queen were Dave Kress and Giselle. Dave has worked on every castle since the beginning. It was the 33rd modern day Winter Carnival. The first one was in 1993, and Dave Clark and the Turcotte were the first King and Queen. So the CA would like to thank the town crews for maintaining and clearing the skating rink, Jim Holt and the grill room, Kevin Kress and the entire Macaulay Mountain crew for all that they do to get the mountain ready for the weekend. A special thank you to the castle building crew. We had over 18 volunteers this last Tuesday to build one of the biggest castles that I ever remember. And there were a lot of new faces this year, which was really nice to have some new, younger interest in learning what they do. The Snowflake Derby and the cardboard sled races were moved from this past weekend to this coming weekend because of the temperatures, so that'll happen this Saturday at McCauley. The next CA events coming up are on March 6th and 7th for Snowfest, and that'll be at the George Hildebrandt Pavilion at North Street, and that'll be followed by the St. Patrick's Day Parade on Friday, March 13th. And the only other thing I had, I put a note in, the fireworks were spectacular this year, but they've gone up in price. That's all I got.
Is it more money when it's -20 out?
I don't know. I don't think so. They were amazing. But, and the nice thing is the dogs in town weren't affected by it, so.
Yeah.
So, that's all I got.
You guys, I just want to say, I've always supported the CA through businesses. I'm not, a current member of the CA. Otherwise, like what you guys all do. I know Dale's usually here, but seeing Gary, Mike, yourself, Dale, it's crazy to think about how much the CA has contributed over the years for such a small town. We talk about volunteers and like, I just go back to the same thing, that there's not a lot of people that live here. Diane, we talked about this earlier. We just don't have a lot of people that live here. So what the CAA has been able to do among so many other nonprofits, but major events and assembly, has been really quite special, but also like at the same time super important to our one, economy motor, which is tourism. So I can't be more thankful any chance I get to all that you guys do. And I hope Dale's not here because he's too tired out from the weekend with that.
Stuff he knows.
But again, thank you guys.
So, yeah, and if you get a chance, go up and check out that castle. It's huge. It's sure. So, and it should be here for a long time.
Yeah, it's froze.
It's big. It's big.
But I can tell you, a key word that she said earlier was the younger help that she had up there, because there is a lot of age problems
stepping up
right now.
Yeah, it was nice. I pulled in the parking lot Tuesday and I saw all the cars, and Lori and I are counting the heads, and I counted 17, 18 people up there.
Cool. Awesome.
Good.
So, which was really nice. Yeah.
That's good.
There's a lot of us up there.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Good job.
Okay.
Right.
And then we also have the Health Center Fund, Community Health and Wellness. If you guys wanted to give us an update on where we were, what we talked about on Monday at the Monday meeting.
Yes, some new developments, and for those of you that don't know what you're talking about, MBHS is offering to fund a service for the town of Webb, ultrasound service for the town of Webb, which is a really huge deal. There is a technician that happens to live in town who's a trained technician, and she wants to work here. And so they have that person lined up, and they've also researched a machine that's, it's a refurbished machine in great shape. They had a whole team research what was available, and they found one that would meet our needs, or their needs for us. And what they were asking is that the town of Webb, and the town of Webb Health Center Fund, to purchase the machine, and then they would cover all the costs of the operations, including some renovations in the building that have been looked at by some town employees. I think, Tom, you have a
Friday, yeah, yep. Super simple, 8-foot wall, the door in the middle. Nice little drawing for us. We thought maybe that we would be the ones to complete that small renovation, because it's, it's town owned and we've got the guys to do it.
And they will pay for whatever the expenses are for that. They have agreed to that. So I sent a letter late from Dr. Perlansky, who's been kind of spearheading this whole thing.
I got it to them.
Did you get it?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yep, I did. We all took a quick look at it.
We all read it.
She's sad that she can't be here tonight. She really wanted to be here to answer any questions you might have, but she tried to in this letter. And she also said that if you have any questions, I can just call her right here and she'll answer. so she can't be here for this, but she's very invested in trying to make this happen for the community. So let's see, we know as the Health Center Fund, Donna and I are here representing the Health Center Fund, also known as the Community Health and Wellness Fund, that even though, you know, it's an amazing opportunity for us, we also know it's a big ask for the town to come up with half the cost. At the beginning of a year, that's something that's unbudgeted for and so forth, we recognize that. So we are a couple of votes short, I think, yet.
We'll get there.
We'll get there, though. The fund board is looking to fund a substantial portion of the machine. We just need a couple of more votes, but I think it's gonna happen, that we'll be funding a good portion of it. And we'll also be looking for some other help. Actually, Robin just came up with a good idea, and so did Dan, to get a couple of small grants so that MVHS doesn't have to pick up much of the cost, if any. What we're asking, however, is that in the interest of strengthening our partnership with MVHS, between the Health Center Fund, the Health in the town, and MVHS, for if the town could contribute $10,000 towards the project, it would seal the deal. It would make it happen. You know, again, I know we were asking for 40. Now, because of our own initiative, I think we can do this with much less amount from the town.
So I think that, go ahead.
Well, that's what I want to say. Just wanted to note that when we originally talked about this last week, we talked about the town being the owner of the machine. However, for a couple of reasons that can't happen, mostly because the hospital has to credential the machine every year. So it has to show that it's owned by MVHS in order for that to happen. But, you know, given that the town would only, if you agree to the 10,000, it would be more of just a support and not an ownership thing. And neither would the Health Center Fund want to take ownership. So what we would do is ask them, we already have, to have an agreement where they own the machine, but it's never to be removed from town of Webb. Okay, so if for some reason the tech quits and they can't find another and they want to move the machine, they can't do it. It stays here. Okay, so we make that ironclad, and they have, their legal department can write up an agreement showing all of that between the three parties, if you're so inclined to vote to expend the funds.
So we had, you know, we had the paperwork that was asked for delivered yesterday. Don brought that over. That's great, and then that's since changed for the better. I think the opportunity for us to funding through, like I said, contacting the community foundations, or either, you know, whichever one we want to talk to, speak to, any of these grants that we're talking to. It's important for people to know that the reason that this is like right here on top of us, because it is kind of time sensitive. You guys have someone available to work, and that's why this whole mindset of just getting things in order, checking on our budget, going through all of our finances here. Kelly Hunkins is here right now. I mean, she met today with Robert Moore, Ron Smith, senior advisor, and they were going over budget stuff, and they spoke to that we could pull $10K out of the contingency line overall, which has a current amount of 150. So I think it's I support it, and I understand that, you know, it's one of those, you know, if we're going to have an active partnership between the three of us, it's just a good way of showing that. In the meantime, if money did pop up somewhere on the town's behalf, of course, we would love to not have to pay that, with it being separate, with them, with just owning the business and MVHS running the business, us owning the building. But I still stand with the paperwork end of it, on my end at least, where that documentation is now changed in regards to we can't, you know, before we were going to own the machine and this and that, and it was kind of one of those things. And since we've gone through the search of documentation, you guys on your end have found out that we actually can't because it, you know, needs to be essentially certified, mandated, whatever the word you want to use is. So I think we've got the agreement, which might need a little updating now because of that. Like MVHS is going to own the ultrasound, and we would essentially just have something in the, if we're going to be contributing just like you guys are, its home has to be in town of Webb. You know, I don't think it needs to be strict to that building, but maybe Webb in case there's another relocation or something.
That's probably the best way to put it. Town
Yep.
Webb, it stays.
So I don't know. I don't know how the board feels, but I would be in favor of. I think that's a good investment on our behalf, just to support something of the sort and improving our healthcare services.
Couple things. Sorry. No, a couple things. Number one, it would result in a significant expansion in services. And MVHS is once again talking about expanding hours for the summer and advertising that fact. So we've got some expansions of services going on. And ultrasound would be an important kind of thing to offer locally, saving people a lot of trips all the way down to the city. So that's a good thing. The other thing that's important, I think, is that it reinforces the idea of partnership among the Health Center Fund, NVHS, and the town. And the partnership between the Health Center Fund and the town is a long one. It goes back 60-something years. And we like to keep
Thank
that partnership going.
For all those that made that.
So we appreciate your support.
Well, with all this new stuff that's coming up, I certainly have questions. I don't know if it's a question for tonight, but now that the town doesn't supposedly own the machine anymore, maintenance on that and all the other stuff that was town stuff, all the other years, on a lot of little things just popped up in my head over
That
this
would be their
mess.
responsibility.
It always was anyway.
Yeah, it
even if
always
the
would have
town
been.
owned it.
Oh, okay.
And that's written in the agreement.
Yeah, it would be written.
Okay.
They're taking care, completely taking care of it.
No, I think it's a great idea as
No,
long as
it's-
everything's written. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
I think it's a wonderful.
What do you got, Ron?
Addition.
Ron looked into some of this today.
No, I just didn't know if Mary said at the beginning, for people who didn't hear at the meeting on Monday, everything everybody's here except Judy on the
Yep,
board.
yep.
But this machine costs $80,000, and original ask was $40,000 from the town and $40,000 from the fund, and so these guys have worked hard to bring that down from it. They asked for the town a great deal.
Yeah, and in that time we found out, you know, Kelly did her job and figured out how we could make it work. It obviously made it sound a lot better when it came down to 10 grand. But
Well, it wasn't so time sensitive. We could wait months.
and that's just
Figure
it, you know.
No, if you
We
have
also
someone
wanna see it
here
up and
that's-
running for the summer if possible.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
I'm getting the machine too.
we get your vote tonight, they will start on all of this. The Vice President of Operations says that they can't do an agreement until they have a commitment. So they have our commitment, the Health Center Fund, and they just need yours, and then that will seal the deal. So we are.
Is it like
Tonight.
a line adjustment? Is it just like a, you know, I don't think we're not moving money. It's just we have money in
No,
the,
it's, all right, contingency money.
We gotta, we
Just comes off
we gotta vote on
contingency
it.
line.
yeah.
Don't need to add a
But it's
line.
not, we're not voting to move money anymore.
Transfer.
We're just
Yeah.
kind of giving a, I guess
Typically, a contingency money is used for an emergencies.
Correct.
I guess, Brian, is this all legal for the town to do this?
It is.
Okay, all right, we're good then.
So we need a
so
motion?
yeah, I'll make a motion
Yeah.
to support, Health and Wellness Fund, commitment to, an ultrasound purchase through MVHS's services, our building at the health center for an amount of 10,000.
I'll second it.
Yeah,
Second it.
good, all right.
Can I get a roll call vote?
Aye.
Judy's and I.
No.
Oh, sorry,
Councilwoman,
you gotta go first.
Councilwoman
Yes,
Washington,
hi, I'm excited.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Russ.
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
That's 4 ayes.
4 ayes, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
you
No,
guys
thanks for all the work.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
New year, but we appreciate your rapid support.
Oh, Ben.
Thank you.
I second it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Mike,
Mike.
seconded it.
Oh, they need some sweetheart desserts.
Okay,
Where are we at
good
now?
stuff. I'll go to some more exciting stuff here. Motion to adopt local law repealing and replacing chapter 480 of the town code, the zoning ordinance of the town of Webb, New York. The board held a public hearing early this evening, being enacted by Webb Town Board as follows. Purpose and authority. The town board of the town of Webb finds it is necessary to protect the character of the town and to ensure that the town's zoning law reflects the growth and changes in the town since the enactment of the original zoning ordinance and its subsequent amendments, and to address the realities of modern life in a way that ensures the town's land use, properties, and rules protect the town while still protecting and preserving private property rights pursuant to the town code and pursuant to New York municipal home rule law. That's a run. I always get banged up with run-on sentences. That was not even a period in there.
No breathing.
Yeah, it makes it hard to breathe.
No breathing.
Code amendment. The code of the town of Webb is hereby amended to repeal existing chapter 480 in its entirety and to replace the chapter with the text set forth in Schedule A hereto. 3. Severability. The invalidity of any clause, sentence, paragraph, or provision of this local law amendment shall not invalidate any other clause, sentence, paragraph, or part thereof. Effective date, this local law amendment shall take effect upon filing in the office of the New York State Secretary of the State. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Ben? Second?
I'll second.
Judy? Should probably have some discussion on this and extend it a little bit longer. This is the zoning law update. Mike?
No, I'm good.
Talked and talked.
This stuff takes time, and it's got to be done right. And I got to give a lot of credit to codes that Jay and his office over there really dove into this. Everybody at planning board here, I see Gary Hoffman here from our planning board president. Everybody seemed to really chip in and dive for this thing. And plus, Brian has joined us. He's done a lot of the work on it and prepared it all. And here we are. It's a great addition.
Yeah, we had a good meeting there on it.
Yeah,
With all of us.
yeah. Everyone. I mean, even previous administration. Town board. Everyone alike. It's good to have this through, but we still got a little bit of an amendment on to adjust to this. So.
It's a lot of pages, you get reading it and you just lose it after a while.
It is.
It was a lot of pages.
It was a lot.
Yeah,
It
people.
was a lot.
It was a lot.
I guess the roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
All right.
4 ayes.
It goes down in history.
Resolution authorizing a license agreement with Milton J. Crounce and Hugh Mariaka as trustee of the Hugh Mariaka Living Trust dated January 4th, 2019. Whereas pursuant to an informal agreement between the town and Milton J. Crounce and Hugh Mariaka as trustees of the Hugh Mariaka Living Trust dated January 4th, 2019, the owner of 3107 State Route 28 Old Forge, owner has historically enjoyed access for its operation of a pizzeria and arcade and parking thereof to Riverside Drive on or across town-owned land. And whereas the town board and owner now wish to memorialize the agreement to allow such use, and the town board of the town of Webb finds that continuing such access and use would serve the interests of the residents and visitors to the town, and the owner's use may be continued by a revocable license as opposed to any interest in land. Now thereof be it resolved that upon the adoption of this resolution, the town supervisor is authorized to execute and deliver a license agreement allowing the use of the portion of town's land situated on Riverside Drive and historically used as set forth in the license agreement. That the town supervisor may execute any such further documents to implement the intent of this resolution. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we allow that. Or go into that
Yep.
agreement.
You got it? Second?
I'll second.
Judy? Discussion. So,
We've had
Yeah,
a lot of discussion on it.
a lot of discussion. It's necessary for that to be viable for our community, for someone to work out of there. I mean,
This is in regards to
Yes.
just the overhang at the arcade pizza
Yeah.
shop there. Like the concrete pad is essentially town property. So we're issuing a revocable license. So if anything changes in operation or there's an issue, we can just pull back that license as they try and, work through business operations and sale of the property, whatever they've got working on over there. I don't know if Brian did that cover it?
Perfect description
You have
there.
the-
May sell the property and the new owner will want to be able to use it the same way they have. So this covers that, so they can do that.
Also covers us if we need to get work on sewer or anything.
sewer, yeah.
yeah, there is a sewer line right there that we may have to get to it someday.
We're gonna get to it.
We will. Sooner than later, but someday. Yeah.
So we need a roll call vote.
Councilman Longergan,
I,
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
All right.
4 ayes.
Okay. Next thing.
Hey.
that's a duplicate, I think. Judy.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jude.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, resolution scheduling public hearing on local law number blank of 2026, amending the short-term residential rentals law of the town of Webb. Whereas by local law number 2 of 2022, the town board of the town of Webb enacted the short-term residential rental law of the town of Webb, establishing certain requirements for the operation of short-term residential rentals in the town. And whereas the town board find that it is necessary to protect the character of the town by prohibiting short-term residential rentals in accessory dwelling units. And whereas proposed local law number blank of 2026, creating a new section 387-5-B of chapter 387 of the town code of the town of Webb has been prepared, which would accomplish this. And whereas under the New York State town law, no local law may be passed until a public hearing has been held. Now therefore be it resolved that the Webb Town Board shall meet and hold a public hearing at the Town Visitor Information Center located 3140 State Route 28, Old Forge at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 to consider proposed local law number blank of 2026. Creating new section 387-5-B of chapter 387 of the town code of the town of Webb and to hear all interested persons. And at that time may take any other actions authorized by law concerning the proposed local law. And be it further resolved that the town board authorizes and directs the Webb town clerk to publish and post a notice of public hearing concerning the proposed local law in manner provided by law. Would anyone like to make a motion to schedule a public hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Ben? Second?
I'll second.
Judy, discussion. This is just the ADUs, a part that we could be in zoning, could be here nor there, but we decided to put it in the short-term rental law if we seem fit here. For I always call them alternate dwelling units. It's
Accessory in your zoning code.
It's accessory in the zoning codes. Let's run with it. So it's any accessory dwelling units across town, cannot be used for short-term rental. That's what this is. And same thing. We schedule a public hearing, hear the people, and maybe have this put in place sometime in March. Anybody else have anything on that?
No?
And it's something we've discussed a lot, so talk
Yes.
about.
Roll call vote.
Ron has a question.
Oh, what do you got, Ron?
What's the definition of an accessory dwelling?
It's
I live in a building in Norman Avenue that is a short-term rental that sleeps 10 people. There were 8 there last weekend, 10 this weekend, another 8 next weekend. My year-round rental is in that building. Am I an accessory to that short-term rental? Is that short-term rental approved? Has it been inspected? Is it licensed?
well,
And if this law goes through, will I be evicted because I'm in an accessory to a short-term rental?
so we're talking about two different things with your question.
Why?
You're talking about maybe your displeasure with the short-term rental that's in your area, right? And then
There's also a barn on my property that
Yeah.
has two apartments that are both two-bedroom rentals. One of them is now vacated because of black mold and frozen pipes and no heat. And
So-
the renters had to evacuate a week ago
I'm gonna, yeah.
because of health issues. I'm trying to find out whether my landlord should go to jail, whether I should be.
That's what I mean, we're talking about.
Whether I have to find a new place to
So-
live.
So to answer your question on accessory dwelling unit, I've got Jay, if you want to give a better answer than I ever could.
Well,
The definition of one.
definition.
It's very
Off the top
broad.
of my head. I'm just gonna use your example since you brought it up. You're in a two-family home.
You know,
I do.
no, I don't live in a two-family home.
Well,
I live in a 100-year-old brick house
that was converted to a
that
two-family.
converted to a rental property 30 years ago.
Right. But they're
And
two separate.
The owner who owned it before, the present owner, made it into a short-term rental. All furnished, all decorated,
You know, like most.
somebody hired to do the laundry every week.
It's already
You can rent it for summer for boating people, for the winter for snowmobile people. You can park a half a dozen snowmobile trailers in the driveway and bring the trucks too, and leave them there all winter if you want. And I live on that property.
to allow
The apartment that I have
force housing.
was the original master bedroom. When the house was built, there was no inside plumbing. It was wells and septic tanks. In 1918 or 19, the building was expanded, 8 feet was added to one side of it. It has 2 bathrooms, an upstairs bathroom and a master bathroom.
Ron, come into the office tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we will dissect
I've
this
tried
to death. I don't wanna
know
go the whole meeting on this, but we could,
Yeah.
I'll go over
Nobody's
all of
gotten
this
back
with
to
you.
me. It's been 3 weeks or 4 weeks since I asked the same questions of your office. I haven't heard boo. Why not?
Who'd you talk to?
The guy from Big Moose.
Steve?
What?
Poor Steve.
Steve Baker.
Steve Baker.
All right, time to move on here.
I have no.
Okay, so come in and talk.
Time to move on.
Steve's retired.
Well, I'll be in town tomorrow.
Yes, I'm.
Thursday, I have to be in Boonville to have.
So, Ron,
It's
so if I may, we will get you the clear cut definition of accessory dwelling unit tomorrow. You guys can discuss your issue with enforcement of the short-term rental.
It's never been inspected as a
The-
qualified short-term rental.
Well, I'm not,
The fire exit to my apartment is blocked off. I cannot get out of my apartment in a fire event unless I go out a
Ron,
window.
we have a very well-run codes office that I can assure you when an issue comes up, they will address
It's been a couple of
it.
years. It's about time somebody comes and looks it over and says, hey, you're out of business, you fix it.
We put this in place 2 years ago, and this is the largest town by square mile in New York State.
That apartment.
You know what I'm saying?
2000.
I'm talking about the actual
I've been-
permit
6 years
system.
now I've been there and it's been in,
Ron,
hasn't met code and it has never been inspected.
I know, and I'm saying, I can promise you that our office that will get to it, I can promise you that.
Good. I
Okay.
don't think I'm the only one
You're,
who rents property in Old Forge that has similar kinds of liabilities and possibilities of dying in a fire.
so to further,
You can't get me out because you can't get a
so,
wheelchair.
I understand.
Or a stretcher up the stairs to
time
my
to hit the
apartment.
gavel.
I understand, yeah, so.
There's no access to my
But
apartment.
to further answer your question, there are a lot of places that we need to get to, that we need to address, that we need to get on
Let's do
top of, and these guys are doing a great job.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
We still got a roll call
It's
vote.
been at least a couple of years I've been waiting and nothing's happened.
All right, Don.
Okay.
I hope we get
Councilwoman
another couple of
Otterden?
years.
Hi.
We'll get there, Ron.
Councilman
We'll
Hannah?
get there.
I
Aye.
hope you hear me.
I do.
Councilman Ross?
Aye.
Everybody here hears me.
Supervisor Greco? We all heard you.
What?
We heard you.
Thank you.
Supervisor
Thank you.
Greco?
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay. Everybody eyed that, right? I didn't get my pen down here.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
not Kylie's, no.
Okay, court audit on January 9th, 2026. I met with court clerk Thuray Levy and conducted an audit examination of the 2025 court records and docket for Judge Patrick Vanetz and Judge Amber LaFountain. Conducted an audit examination of the 2025 court records. In both cases, the records appear to be in order. I need a motion that the town board acknowledges the required examination of the court audits were conducted for Judge Patrick Vanetz and Judge Amber LaFountain on 1/9/2026 and found to be satisfactory. Copy of the reports and the resolution to be forwarded to the New York State Unified Court System. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a
Can I
motion.
get one? Second?
I'll second it.
This is just reconciling everything over there at the courthouse.
Yeah, do it every year.
Right, it's a yearly
deal.
Roll call vote on that.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Zoning board alternate appointment. Clerk received a letter of interest from Hakan Knudsen for zoning board alternate, which she shared with the board by email. Would anyone like to make a motion to appoint Hakan Knudsen to the Town of Webb zoning board as an alternate?
I'll make the motion.
Judy, second.
I'll second it.
Ben. Discussion on that?
No, thanks for the interest.
Yeah, it's a good email. Nice to see young people getting involved.
Right.
With you guys in your zoning board alternates, how many? We're full.
I think we're short one more alternate now.
So we'd like to have one more alternate.
Yeah, the
No.
planning board is full. Zoning board, I believe we need one more alternate.
So it's good. I mean, a few months ago we were searching.
This person step up will definitely be a help.
Good.
Got Dan Haroon in the audience.
Yeah,
Danny
Daniel.
Haroon.
Yeah, Daniel.
Okay, roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Oh, this is, oh,
I know.
okay.
Mess it up.
Yes, I was like, wait, that's confusing. Sorry. Okay.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Got
Do
it.
that. That confused the heck out of you.
Me
Just
too.
had a little misprint on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny stuff.
Okay. So, we'll start with Judy down there.
Start with me.
Have anything we want to discuss?
I have a few things to share. How's that? We'll go with sharing. The Town of Webb School, again, would like to express a huge thank you to Kevin and company up at Macaulay Mountain. They have provided outstanding communication with the school throughout the year thus far, and the kids are just having a blast up there. It's just been so enjoyable. So they just wanted me to do a shout out there. Update on the Town of Webb schools. The water issue yesterday was resolved. The water froze where the water enters the building, which was a little unique, but I think someone else had that problem, right, Mike? You know, they want to thank the water department, town businesses, and community members that showed up with heaters, with things to help and assist to resolve the problem. The new heating units in the school are about 3/4 complete. They work great. The only issue is balance right now. I know nothing about heating, but once the other ones are put in, they will get a balance done on them, and then the heat will distribute evenly through the building. So that is all in works. The new entrance to the school is working well. The heat source is being adjusted currently. The roof proposition is in the works, and we should see that as a community sometime soon for 2027 for the roof. The school would like to say thank you to Lisa Monroe for keeping the community informed. It's where most of the teachers and people within the school go looking for information right now. The stop sign for the snowmobile trail was installed on one end. We've requested that one be put on the other end of the student parking lot, and that may have been up earlier today. It wasn't, but I didn't drive by tonight, honestly, but it's
I think
coming.
they got knocked down
Did-
from moving the snow.
Well, that was the bigger one, not the little ones for the snowmobile trail.
Oh, the little one for the snowmobile trailer.
So Tommy called yesterday, and I'm sure it will be addressed.
Yeah, so Jeff put the one up.
Okay.
The one that's
so-
by the tech building on that side.
Yep.
Going towards the student parking lot. There's one up, and he wants to put up another one. But right now, he doesn't have another reflective one to put up.
Okay.
And if we put up a reflective, if we put one up that's not reflective and something happens, then it falls on us. And it's not the code with the state. So he wants to put more up. He also asked if we could reach out to the school and if they wanted us to put more of those up, more stop signs up by the teachers' parking lot on that side where people don't stop either, with those banks getting so high and all sorts of
It's
events.
unique
being
winter.
closed.
It's an old winter. It might be helpful if he gets them in
Yeah.
to do that. Yeah.
So see, I think Jeff's thing on those ones by the teachers' parking lot on that side is like he just wants to make sure the school's okay with that.
I will reach out tomorrow.
I'm sure they will be, but just
Perfect.
follow up on that if you could. Thanks, Judy.
Awesome, I will. All right, Parks and Rec Department, busy. The Park Street Gym is open Monday through Friday for indoor walking during this time of year from 10 a.m. to noon. It reopens from 1 to 2 for the same reason. The only reason that it wouldn't happen if for some reason the whole building's closed like a holiday. There's going to be another open gym time at the pavilion because the first one went off like they loved it. That'll be 3 dates, February 16, 17, and 26 from 2 to 4. Open for all ages. Please just bring indoor shoes and feel free to bring toys for younger kids that they might like to play with. It will be sectioned off by ages so that little ones don't get trampled by big ones, of course. And it was a great turnout last time. They do require that anyone 18 or younger have a parent or guardian with them. And then last on the board here, Hannah has put her email address and the Facebook page where you can find information for Parks and Rec. She would really love if people called, whether it's something good, a complaint, or an issue, to call her and she will take care of it. So she would like to be reached out to first. Moving on to McCully Mountain, Ben and I had a great meeting up there for a couple hours. And the energy up there, the enthusiasm is beyond. Mother Nature's helped a lot with that, of course. They're working on some new and exciting summertime activities, including a disc golf course, which they're looking into. And if that happens this summer, it will be a 9-hole course to start with up there. Kevin wanted me to share some things with you. They are done making snow for 2026. This is 3 weeks earlier than ever before. And of course, Mother Nature is the reason for some of that help. Some fun facts he wanted me to give you is that earlier in the season, they ran night and day, making snow 15 consecutive days. That's a lot of work. Overall, this year, they made 20 million gallons of snow, which constituted to 610 hours. So that's what it takes for McCully. And lastly, ski pass sales have surpassed those of the past few years this year. So kudos to McCully Mountain. The Sharp program, so fun. Mary, I see why you smile while you're there. I mean, that is so fun. I spent a couple hours there, and Kristen and Mary do a great job doing that. They are adding a Wii game for the seniors to get them up moving. It has been purchased, but I believe Kristen said it won't be up for 2 weeks because you guys won't be back to that particular building where it can be used for a couple weeks. So again, things are running smoothly there, and man, they're a lot of fun. I mean, if you're of age and can go. It's fun. I'm not of age, but I'll go again. So that's it. And there's some things with codes, but I'll let Mike go with that. Just a little blurb on the.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I don't talk over everybody. That's it.
Perfect.
Thanks, Judy.
You're welcome.
All right, well, I'll pick up with McCauley.
Okay.
It's great seeing just the amount of ticket sales being up and hopefully turning a decent profit and building, on that the reserve fund that we set aside for them so that we don't have to break into the general fund 20 years down the road for another big project. I was shared an email from the Ski Patrol on Tim Kuhn's behalf. They're looking at doing a fundraiser for a rescue snowmobile up there. Just looking for our support, pass it along, and you guys, and looking forward to New York City, learning.
All right.
That's all I got.
My turn.
Hey, go ahead. Thanks,
Yes, the codes department, and we've been talking, they've been talking to the board about this situation that's been arising for people that are building without a permit. And it's pretty much time to get past that. And these people that do that, we have a permit increase schedule for when you don't get a permit for it and they catch you. Now these permits are going to be 2 times the cost of the permit. So it's going to wake some people up on they better get going on these permits. And I don't know if we need to make a motion to do this at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should.
So I guess at this point, we have all looked at this. This isn't new to the board. It's been going on for a little while now. And I personally agree with it, so I would make a motion that we accept this structure that the codes department has presented to us.
And I will second it because I'm in favor of it as well.
Is it a change to the fee schedule?
It is, and that's a policy that you can set by resolution, so They don't need a public hearing or anything along those lines.
So if that's the case, then my motion stands.
Yeah, no, that's great. I don't know if, just for record, if you wanted to talk out of your office a little more about why we would be updating this, because it's.
Well, it's like Mike said, we've been catching people starting projects, and we always get didn't know we needed a permit. Our office is relatively friendly, most of us. You can call, when I'm walking down the street, you see me, ask me a question, I'll be more than happy to answer questions. If it needs a permit, just get a permit. It's that simple. And you're not gonna, at the end of the day, you're gonna get caught for building whatever you're building anyway. So you might as well get it inspected and make sure it's done right.
And Jay, this goes also for people who just go beyond the permit and think they can just do a little more, right? As well.
Yeah, I mean, within reason.
Within reason, right.
Most of the people, when they start a project, if it gets a little deeper, we've been out to inspect and we'll adjust the permit as needed. But yeah, if they're trying to sneak stuff in, we can work with that too.
Okay.
So, you got it?
Yeah,
I need a roll call.
I'm just trying to, I'm thinking and putting my own thoughts together on it, It's just a change of a policy that we have, because I remember you kept calling it an after the fact permit.
That's what we were gonna do. We were just gonna come up with a set fee that we were gonna charge plus the cost of the permit. But I spoke with John up at Inlet, and that's their solution to it. And
instead of having a whole new permit system and this and that, we could just go right to, this is just a penalty for when you go to.
Not direct.
Yeah, okay. That's all. I just wanted to get on the pit. Yeah.
Just wondering if you'd share the fee schedule, the updated fee schedule.
Yeah, the fee schedule is the same.
This fee schedule for normal permits is all the same. We're not touching that. It's just if you don't get a permit, it'll be double that. So
Double
it'll be
the
2
cost.
times that.
They're different rates.
Yeah, they're
Gotcha.
they're what you're
If you're
doing,
building,
a swimming pool or a.
It's just double, whatever.
That's where the difference is, the after the fact, like we talked about, versus just keep having a policy change, like.
Right.
Yeah, so hopefully this helps.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess, we had a motion, we had a second there. Mike made the motion, Judy seconded.
Yep.
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote down there.
Councilman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay.
Well, you guys gotta enforce it.
Yeah.
Did you have, you got?
Well, I might as well put a plug into Mother Nature here. I mean, the snowmobile trails have been absolutely incredible this year. And I will make a point that our guys do a wonderful job. Our trails are fabulous.
Yeah.
But it does help when you have below 0 temperatures and snow. So, everything,
20 would be nice instead of 0.
well, yeah. 0 does keep the trails good.
Oh, they do.
Teams.
I have been, this year I have gone on other places and all the trails are fabulous. So if there's any complaints this year,
Don't know
I'll
what
be
they are.
surprised. So we got good guys working over there and they work hard, a lot of hours.
They do.
And 1 girl.
And 1 girl, that's right, that's right. Thank you, Judy. You're right. Lauren, I know. But no, that's all I got, Tommy. Thank you.
Okay. We're working on a whole bunch of stuff, so I'll try to keep this as short as I can as we gather more information and dive into a few more things. I think the biggest thing that I just want to jump out right off the bat and address is that Northern Borders Regional Commission grant that we spoke to at our Monday audit of the claims meeting, and finding out a lot about that grant. Ron Smith again, was here. We had Julie Berlini, an amazing resident of the town, grant consultant, Linda Wheel, community liaison, just like a nice group of volunteer people that are helping us with any sort of stuff that may be a lot for anyone to handle, especially a small town board. And diving through that, we've got an already secured grant for $970,000, and we've got to match that with $485K. And one of the things we're diving into is how do we do it? We've talked about the sewer district and what they're capable of, and putting it on them. And our goal is to not do that. And there are low interest or 0% interest loans out there that we can dive into that we're currently seeking. And there's funds that we talked about that we may be able to set up some sewer funds to help, acquire that money to move on that, because it's looking like we can very much get started on 3 areas of concern instead of waiting for the whole plan to be paid out and pay all that money towards architect and plan design, and really set us back even further without getting any shovel in the ground. So the shovel ready mindset is not quite there yet, but we feel like we can work towards figuring that part out. Another thing is, I don't know if you have anything that, Ron, I mean, that pretty much sums up. We've got more work to do on that. As a whole, Kelly, the budget officer, all that stuff is something that we're excited to work on. Updates and policies that are attached to that, like our procurement policy. We've talked about that. In 1993, we go back to, and then there's 2010. There was an adjustment made. We've got to get that all updated. And we hope to do that so we can have a better case for funding here.
I did have a question on that.
Go ahead.
That discussion on Monday, obviously, we talked a lot about a lot of this, how we can do this. I guess I still didn't get that answer of, how do I even say this? Can we go to design now? Because I thought I understood that we need to go to design before we can ask for this more money, and I just never got that answer.
So
Did you
we
guys get to that yet?
we do have that answer. So the answer is we've got to find $485K. We've got to show proof of funds to match this $970,000 Northern Borders Regional
Before we
Commission.
can go to design.
Yeah, we don't have that money until we have proof we can match it.
Right, okay.
So that's the biggest thing that comes into play here. Once we figure that out, we can move forward. And again, the reason we're working so diligently on this is because the worst case scenario is, I get it, we go for a loan, or we figure out some financial lines, things we can do to address this, however we can get that money. And then the worst case scenario, like Kyle brought up on Monday, was, well, I don't want the sewer to have to pay that money back if we can't find the funding. And we as a board are going to have to balance. Are we worried about the risk of not finding the funding 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road when this loan or whichever runs out from like EFC, which is like right on the table right now? It's there. It's on the table. We can get this loan. So do we run that risk, or do we run the risk of catastrophic failure in negative 20-degree January or July 4th? And that's what I think us as a board have to figure out. But it's not time yet, because we kind of have to present, something for us to move forward on when it comes to that 485K. I don't know if that pretty much, Kelly might have something to dive in on that too, Ron. You guys have really studied this. I really thank you for, Kelly's the budget officer, but Ron is doing this voluntarily,
It'd be nice if we were involved in it.
What's that?
Go ahead, Ron.
The Northern Border Grant, Mike, as we delved into it more deeply, since we talked about it earlier, it really says it's for construction. It doesn't say it's for planning or engineering. It's not real, I assume that the 960,000, it says for construction, a subset of that is the engineering that's necessary for that specific construction. But I don't think you could just float another year and just keep doing engineering without trying to do the construction. And so what we found today is that historically the way the towns finance the stuff is with these bands. I got the name of it here. It's
a bond.
It's a bond.
Oh, sure.
Bond in anticipation.
Yeah. Right.
That's where you set that up like a line of credit, and then that's where the funds come from while you're trying to get the which is an AFC or ACF?
EFC.
EFC. The EFC 0% loan.
Right.
Which could be for 10 years, but hopefully, in the meantime, you'd get the WIA grant that we were close to getting the last time, which had a $2 million component that came from Clean Water Revolving Fund. That's primarily a grant And then that could work its way back to pay off this stuff, even if you've already started. That's what the people from the state have told us.
Right,
Yeah, and that's where Corey kind of discussed that.
sure he did. He flat out said that the quickest, easiest way for you guys to do this is borrow that money.
Yeah,
And I have to admit,
that was in December.
I always kept saying is that's wonderful. We can go borrow this money, but it has, we have to pay that back.
Right.
And that was always the tough part for us is, okay, that's gotta come out of the sewer district.
Right.
And it doesn't have the money.
So I
So-
think we're better off figuring out how to pay it back if we get that 0% than having a catastrophic problem.
No, we
Right.
cannot
It's
have
gonna
a
cost-
failure. We cannot.
It's gonna
have a
cost it
failure.
way more money than moving forward.
Yeah.
I would agree
would
with
shut
that
the town
statement,
down.
that would be better off doing that.
And Mike, what Kelly and I have been working on is the answer to Kyle posed that question on Monday. What is the worst case scenario that you don't get any of these grants? What would the yearly impact be to a typical user in the sewer district? And we've just about got those numbers cranked out, but you have to figure out how many units there are in the,
But that number is just for this.
for this
Just
project.
for this.
Okay,
Right,
thank you.
yeah,
That-
yeah.
that's,
That doesn't address the bigger project that needs to be done.
Correct.
And as Ben says, what if there was a catastrophic failure and you hadn't done anything? How do you pay for that?
Right, oh, I
No.
get it.
So what we
I
were,
think it costs more
we-
money.
what we were hoping to
More
gather
money.
today, like, what we kind of put everyone on was to provide numbers over the course of however many years, what kind of burden it would be on the residents of the sewer district if we were to have to pay it back down the road. And we're it's so early, it's so new, we're going through so many things, information wise, contract wise, finance wise, we're gonna have some more answers so that we can get some direction here and figure out because we've got to do something. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
something has to be
uh,
Absolutely.
it's
It's definitely on
I'm
our.
sure everybody's sick of hearing how bad it is.
Well, and I know that Kelly knows this, and I know that Don knows this, and most of the board knows this, that there is we bonded for across the street for that pump station, we bonded for that over there, so we have debts already for that district.
And the wastewater
And
treatment plant.
the treatment plant, so.
I just wanna add that Tina has been a big help, cause she got us.
My goodness, I forgot
Oh,
that
there's
back
Tina.
We
there.
don't wanna forget about Tina.
In every way too. When she walked in earlier, I was upset because she wasn't supposed to come tonight. She was supposed to. She was
Stay
at
home.
karate earlier. She was supposed to stay home.
But
But
she actually found all the
This sounds
information
fun.
we needed. for
Yeah, like the
sewer
units
district
and-
to
yeah.
use.
Oh, yeah, cool, awesome.
Straight down.
see how many people are in there. Jamie, what do you got? Real-
Did I hear you correct? You say you could borrow $485,000 at 0% interest?
There's low interest or zero. They're out there.
That's what we're looking
They're
for.
out there. And EFC, I sat with them.
Well, then I don't understand what the problem is.
Doing
Because I mean, you
it.
got somebody's gonna hand you $485,000 at 0% or very low interest.
The problem.
What is the problem?
Jamie, the only problem is you want to get it for as long as you can.
Well, I understand that you want to stretch it out as long.
Yeah.
You can't buy a snowplow for $485,000.
The problem is updating, our procurement policy and things like that give organizations and the state confidence that we have it all together. That's where we're at right now. So that's the kind of stuff
So you
we're
gotta
gonna
prove your worth.
we got to figure. We got to make sure we know what we're doing here. Which again is why we have a team of people working on top of the board that we have up here. So we're moving towards that.
The rating, it's based on the town's rating,
Mhm.
bond, if we could get 0% or a little lower.
Yeah, we've been kicking this down the road for so long.
Yeah,
You just can't keep kicking it down the road. You are gonna have a catastrophic failure.
we are.
We are not. We're not going to say that out loud. Do not say that out loud. Do not say that on a night like this. We are not.
And you know it will happen on the business weekend in the summer.
No one's listening out there.
I mean, that's where I was when I heard the 0% financing. I'm like,
yeah.
let's do it.
Ben was.
We just got to make
Go.
sure that we're in
It's
the
a-
process of getting
Yeah.
grants and stuff to pay it back.
It's a lot of stuff and human resources
have
that we don't
to
currently have. I've been in here, and I'll go off. This is part of what I wanted to talk about. I've been in this office, and I just keep giving so much credit to people before us over and over and over again. The way this town clerk works right now, Dawn filling in and Jenny stepping in over here. It's a lot of stuff that goes on. If I were to have had the budget officer thing on my line as the supervisor, which I gave to Kelly for this reason, all I would be doing would be staring at that budget, and we wouldn't be working on any of this. We wouldn't be having meetings and connections made with EFC. I mean, the list goes on and on. We had a funding summit meeting here. Mike sat in on it with some great people from Mohawk Valley Economic Development. I've got conversations with John Pizik from Herkimer County IDA. The county is another avenue we may explore or Herkimer County IDA to say, hey, can you help us with this? Like, where can we get to help pay this $485K? In the meantime, we're going to use the people that we do have from an advisory standpoint and the ones we have internally, like ourselves, to get this stuff done as well. There's a breakfast I was invited to on Friday, the legislative breakfast through the Herkimer County Chamber of Commerce. I was going to get to that in a minute. Everyone's invited, whoever wants to go. Interesting enough, they asked me to speak at it, be on a panel of 6 people. And all I thought about was like help with sewer and finances for our town. Sure, who wants to hear me blab? So they're going to find out how passionate and excited I am for us to have an opportunity to get a piece of the pie. And that's on Friday morning at Herkimer College. Smullen's going to be sitting next to me. Walzig's going to be sitting next to me.
Starts at 7:30.
7:30 to 9:30 at Herkimer College. It could be, a handshake and an eye contact, and you're just Town of Webb. But it's a chance I'm willing to take, and a commitment that I made about a month ago to go to that. I think these guys have expressed interest in going. So who knows? Maybe that can help out with building some help and having people understand just where we're at with this. When you look at the sales tax, the square miles in Webb, New York State, I mean, all this stuff, like we need to start looking at ourselves as such a valuable asset, business, corporation on all avenues, and we can get support from other people. And it's nothing against people before us. I've been on the board for 4 years for a lot of this stuff. We just don't have the manpower here to explore all these lucrative grants and paperwork. And that's why it's so great to have people helping us right now. 3 of which are from a volunteer standpoint, and then Kelly's expertise with the budget is making all this stuff possible. I mean, this isn't even half the papers that I have in my office right now. I swear I'm not this messy. Don's probably ready to kill me. But we are excited, and if you can't tell, and we're going to make something here happen. We just need a little more time. Yeah.
And you do have a board to help you out.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just saying.
And also we do have some other stuff to go over. Steve Baker, I'll just read this because the sewer stuff. Does anybody else have anything on that? Like as we gather more information and work towards anything more. Good.
As long as we keep doing it.
We're gonna keep getting it out there. And again, anybody can, by all means, look to gather information, provide. It's all out there. We've gotta make that connection. Good on that. I do have. It's hard not to focus on that sewer so much. So I'll keep working on some other stuff before talk about all the meetings and everybody that we've been meeting with. Everything is just, I feel really lucky to be here. I feel really excited to be here, and I feel really grateful to people that were before us here. As I keep saying, but other stuff. Steve Baker, longtime employee. He's got a letter of resignation here, and I'm just going to read it, for him. It is with a bit of trepidation I've decided to retire from my present position with the Town of Webb Code Enforcement Office. You may consider this a letter of resignation of my last workday planned for April 24th, 2026. Tenure started on December 1st, 2003, and will have lasted almost 22 and a half years. Longest time frame I've ever held one job. The next closest was 17 summers working at a children's summer camp. It has been an adventure, and I feel I've done my best possible to perform the duties. The other members of the code office, Nicole, Connie, Brian, and Jay, are very capable people and have already proven they can take care of the people they serve and know how to do the jobs included within the office. If I could be of any assistance in the future, let me know. Thank you, Steve Baker, Building Inspector, Town of Webb Code Enforcement Officer. So,
And thank you, Steve.
Steve, thank you very much for all your years.
Yeah.
Miss seeing him on the job, stopping by.
You will be missed.
He's just always a breath of fresh air to talk to and all that. And Steve's title was Assistant Building Inspector. And, when we go out to advertise to fill that position, there's some discussion on which one. We don't need to clarify that now. We just are going to advertise that, and we'll get that one filled. Yeah. Other than that, holy cannoli. All good stuff. I'm just going to pass it on the assembly. I've taken up enough time. Oh, jeez.
Oh, but I do have a question first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we get yelled at by Steve Hoffel. Where are we on the cameras with the chief?
I gotcha. I looked into that. I was gonna wait for the question. So
I wanted to bring it up first.
So I've done a bunch of research. We've got John Clark at iTech. John Clark he does our IT across the town here, and he's the one who has the cameras installed in places. And there's been discussion of Adirondack Techs, who has supplied us internet, has been our internet provider, broadband, all that stuff. And interestingly enough, does our phones as well. So the narrative that we're waiting for internet to be provided by Adirondack Techs up to the mountain so that our IT guy can hook up these cameras is just one that is a crazy one to follow. That would be that'd be like us getting, we've got to get internet all the way up to the mountain, and even Adirondack Techs, who is the internet provider, has said it doesn't make sense for us to run internet service up there, even if a grant were maybe even provided up there, unless there was 100% match or 100% not a match. So there's talk of Starlink and whatnot. So when Starlink happens up there, I guess the bike shop's already they're using it. And it's working great.
They put a commercial one in.
Mm-hmm. So if we have internet up there, then those computers can then be hooked up by John at iTech, and it was interesting to learn the two different companies we use. For anyone that doesn't know, we've got Frontier, we've got Spectrum, we've got all these internet and phone providers in places because we kind of have to. It's been something that I've learned just from being in office here, just to get the handle on all the bills and whatnot. It's quite a spaghetti strand here with all that stuff. So we're working toward it. All makes sense why it's like that. We have so many different provider bills and all that, but at the moment, I think Kevin and Chris are already exploring.
Yeah, they were looking at it.
Because it's not really a bid thing. It's the only thing we can get up there. Yeah, so.
My house, that Starlink, that's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd have nothing.
Yeah, I've had it for 5 years now, I think.
Yeah.
I was on a wait list for 4 years.
When did we get it?
Finally gave up.
5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So that would, hope with the cameras that are up there. He actually showed me the cameras he has in there, and I mean, they look great. The picture's great. They look like they're well placed. And yeah, that's it for the ones on the mountain.
Perfect.
Thanks for the update.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, one of the many things. Dawn, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. We got an application from Cap 21 for a raffle license, so we'll need a motion for that.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
And
All in favor is good?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I have an application from Central Adirondack Association for a raffle license, so I'll need a motion for that.
So move.
What's that?
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
We got a letter to Town of Webb Supervisor and Town Clerk from Bradley Pearson, Chairperson for the Fulton Chain Antique and Classic Boat Rendezvous, to be held July 10th through the 12th. Mr. Pearson is asking for overnight docking privileges for out-of-town show participants to dock 1 day prior to the show and 1 day after the show. They expect it to be a small number of boats. They would like the town to notify the police department with the dates, and they would like the town to be sure the waterfront lawn and docks are clean before the 10th, as they've done in the past 2 years. They'll provide a certificate of insurance listing the town as additional insured and any other documents the town requires. And this is just a nod from the board.
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, okay.
Keith, good with it?
I was gonna say, you ready for that one?
The last thing I have is that the garbage day change for President's Day. It's posted on the website, and I'll tell you what it is. Monday will be on Tuesday, Tuesday will be on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday there'll be no change. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Don, very, very much.
Thanks, Don.
You know, I might wanna comment a little bit when he asked for the lakefront to be open. I wonder how much he is asking for. Like the whole lakefront,
I think in
Probably
the
should
past,
reach out
it's just
to
been over there.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
been.
it's a great event, actually.
Oh,
It draws.
I have nothing
it is-
against it, I'm just wondering.
And I
if he's-
think overnight, if you had 10 boats overnight, I don't think there'd be 10. I don't know.
So it doesn't matter
It's
where
just
they
the people
park,
that are
just-
coming from further away to come in.
And they're gonna be
ahead of
easy
time.
to notice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Antique.
Okay,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
if there was a spot that we had to specifically block
No,
off
because they
for.
use the whole lakefront
Right.
for the
Okay.
show.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. How's the members of the assembly? Does anyone have anything? Robin?
Hi, Robin Hill, living in UK. Been working and nudging Mohawk Valley Health System to come and do a formal presentation around the Rural Healthcare Partners pilot program. They're currently seeing 8 clients in town of Webb, and I believe they're gonna be contacting Dawn to get on your agenda for the March meeting. Okay, I highly recommended they do that. To make a formal presentation, some of the EMTs will be present as well. And then our community resource navigator, Miriam's been, out and about everywhere, and she met with John Swick last week to, again, help him to understand how she can be a benefit to the school families. And also she's gonna be meeting with the licensed clinical social worker this coming Thursday after bingo and blood pressure at Lakeside Terrace. So she's just really getting out there to let the resources know that she's here as well as the residents. Just sharing that.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Robin. Garrett?
Yeah, planning board chair Garrett Hoffman. I'd like to commend you guys all for getting done the zoning. It's a long overdue piece that we really needed. There's been quite a few things that have come in front of the planning board in the past year we couldn't make decisions on because it wasn't codified as of yet. The other thing I'm gonna ask you guys what you guys thoughts about us trying to move forward with the master plan and getting some bids done for that to figure out where we stand with what the costs are gonna be over the next couple of years to get that complete. Because it is 9 years past now.
Yeah, so that was a topic of conversation the last couple of years on, which comes first and all that. And then there was even a little, I don't know, narrative, who knows, true or not, that we were gonna flip flop and not do the zoning, try and get the master plan done, whatever. So now that this is in, we haven't budgeted for anything this year, but there are some very accessible grants. I see Linda.
Yeah, I'm nodding because we are learning about our town's procurement policy and some of the policies that may be a little bit out of compliance. And whether it's best to request an RFP that's conditional. So I suspect the answer is yes to Garrett. I mean, my first guess, but that's something that can be cleared up within a few days. Issuing a conditional RFP that's contingent on funding could allow the master plan to go forward this year. And there are good grant opportunities staring us in the face for that type of planning, compliance, sustainability, all those things that people want our town to be. There's funding for that, and I think to have that contingent RFP, to have those bids, you can go forward then without choosing a consultant. I think you can go forward and request the funding. That's my understanding.
The other side of that is I can tell you.
That's great.
Being the previous Clean Wars Committee chairman and getting the sewer done in the town of Inlet, having that in your master plan as a major bullet point of updating the sewer will help you.
Help your score.
With grants and stuff, because it was one of the things we had to get done to be able to apply for some of the grants that are out there. They want to see that you have that in your radar there as well. So it might help out if we can get that done within this year, or at least a portion of it updated. The answer would be is you can maybe use that as a tool to be able to.
I'm pretty sure it's in there.
On the road.
I'm pretty sure that's.
You know that it's not in there?
I don't know for sure at this minute, but
I believe
updating it to today's.
It is.
I believe it
work
is.
And what we're looking for would be a big plus.
I agree.
I'm sorry.
Hi, Linda.
I'm Linda. The other thing that I think can always be stated about the master plan is that any volunteer work on planning, assembling interested parties, passing out copies of the existing master plan, seeking feedback, running community surveys, all look better for the grant process anyway. So doing the stuff that can be done now, I think it just shows excitement. I think it shows a willingness, and I think, you know, I know there are people, I've raised my hand every time master plan has come up for about 4 years, like I want in. There's a lot of smart people in this room who I feel probably feel the same and would have contributions to conversations about healthcare, contributions about the environment, contributions about tourism, about recreation, snowmobiling, law enforcement, all those things. So, you know, we could get going on something.
So just for you guys' information, I have asked the planning board members, because it was kind of passed toward us, that they would all be interested in working on that throughout the year. So it's something that can be added into where the planning board is, so we can go through and actually look at all of the things that are in there that we don't have to touch. We can actually put that together now and save us money in the long run, so that we're not spending it and doing everything twice. So there's a lot of things in there right now that don't need to be changed and just need to be updated with dates and wording.
That's what I get when I look at it.
Out long term and costs a lot less money.
And we left 10 grand on the budget line for that.
We left 10 grand in there last year. I don't know what happens with that for this year's budget. There was 10 grand that did not get used last year. I had already reached out.
Weren't you looking during budget season? Weren't we looking for 24 or something like that?
I gave you guys a budget.
Right.
I forget what it was off the top of my head.
I think it was 24.
That was 2 years ago. We didn't get
Stolzenberg, and she had given me.
Oh, we didn't budget for it.
No. But we didn't get last year. You gave us a deal.
Yes.
This year we didn't get anything.
Right, and then I was
We left
informed that
10
because it's
grand.
so much money, we have to go to bid for that.
Yeah.
We have to put out for bids. So that, which is fine, but I talked to Nan just to try to get an idea of where we're looking at for costs and stuff, and she actually is the one who told us that we could probably go through a lot of it and not have to update that again.
Sure.
And just update the things that really are the bullet points of the now coming for the next 5 years.
Yeah, there was a heck of a
And we had
citizens committee on that. I mean, you look at it's like the first page, right? How many people are listed there? Like,
Yeah, and we can start the committee and start getting people involved.
Yeah.
There's no pay involved with that. It's all volunteerism.
So-
and get input from the town and have this together before we ever really go for the funding for it. So just a thought.
People talk to you, or who would they talk to?
They can bring it forward to Connie at the codes office, and she passes that information on to me. But she's also passed on to me a couple
What we
of
talked about,
grant opportunities that we can look forward to. So
I
have some of that.
These procurement policies and employee handbook and other things come up where, like we talked earlier. I think Brian suggested. Actually, Julie, who's not here, suggested that earlier too. Like having a couple of board members, head a committee for that thing. This might be the same thing. Have a couple board members head a committee that deals with strictly the master plan update as we move into the next year. So we can make that happen.
Sure can.
I'll wait till we'll discuss that with Kyle and see who, but with all five of us and see who has interest in doing that.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, the
Important
planning board is willing to work as the lead, because eventually it works down to a small group at the end to codify it and put it together, and then you work with the professional at that point to put everything in the proper language, and then of course it goes legal.
So if you guys don't need anything from us currently, then you guys are already kind of having it in the back of your head.
We
Right.
do,
You
and
guys
I mean,
are
I'll come,
working on it.
I'll come see you guys first, and
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
I will say right now,
Alex-
with us with funding, you know, finances, all the stuff that we're doing, we're taking another few weeks here to just get a handle on everything across the board with again current contracts, any information that we're taking in, and our budget specifically, most importantly, before we start diving into like direction. I would say, but that doesn't mean things can't simultaneously be working forward.
Correct.
So I just,
There is a budget line for it, and there's 10 grand on it, so there is money
Did that
there.
roll over from last year's budget?
Yeah, we rolled.
It's in this budget.
It's in this year's
It
budget.
is.
So last year, that 10 grand that was still left in there just went back.
That could get us a long way. That really.
And we left the 10 grand back on it.
That's excellent, because, I mean,
I believe.
technically, they said a sheet,
well,
from the one person
Have
that
depth-
it
yeah,
can
have
spread out
prices
over a
stuff.
2-year period.
Yeah.
Cal, check.
I don't remember. I thought it was an ask for funds for master plan, but there might have been, yeah.
It was just I was just trying to give the board a.
You were trying to give us not an ask from you
Overlooking.
guys, but
Right,
yeah.
not asking.
Hey, can you guys set aside some money? And
Yeah.
I don't know for
We
sure.
knew we had 10,000 to work with, but it wasn't until we knew we were gonna get the zoning portion done, there was no sense of hiring anybody to come in and then find out we have to put it all to bid.
Ben
So,
remembers it.
that's
We'll
why
look
we
into
don't
it.
know.
It's real easy to pull out. I got all my stuff from last year. Shouldn't be a problem.
Excellent.
We'll look into that. Ron?
This question, so Garrett is obviously very knowledgeable about it, the attorney and the board members. You know, I was involved in that last master plan thing, and it took a long time, and I'm assuming a full-blown new master plan is gonna take years. Meanwhile, an effective master plan could be used as part of a lot of these other grants we're looking at. So my question is, can you do amendments and updates of the existing master plan while the process is going on to make a new
Okay.
one, to get it pertinent to grants that we're looking for, or things that need to be done in town?
It's no different than, it's a town board document, it's no different than any law or anything else, you can amend it all throughout the
Yeah,
year.
it's
There's
hard
find things that need to be amended in there.
Right, in fact, if you do it regularly, you don't have to start from scratch every.
You stay on.
Brian, you worked with us in the town of Inlet, I worked with you guys then, to do that master plan there, so, yeah.
It doesn't have to have the magical sorcery connotation that it does. It's a committee of people chosen by this board to work on it and set a direction for the town, and the board endorses it, and that's the document that guides your other documents.
Okay.
Chief need anything, because they had that stuff going on. You mind?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Chief, do you want to say anything about all the police that are in town and how that's going?
Oh yeah, this week State Parks is doing their sleds course for law enforcement from across the state. I think there's 38 officers in town this week, and they'll be out riding the trails and learning different things on how to do law enforcement operations on snowmobiles.
Nice.
Right.
They're very happy to be here.
I know, it's good having them here too.
Nice.
It is.
And I'd like to thank Water's Edge too, because they really put out for everybody there.
That's nice.
Great job.
Jamie? Usually we can put you first.
I know. I've been waiting patiently.
Go ahead, sir.
James Lawson, I'm Fire Commissioner for the Town of Webb Fire District. Greetings. We've been busy. We had 25 calls in the district in the month of January. Mostly snowmobile accidents and some motor vehicle accidents, a couple of fires. We're very proud to be partnering with the Town of Webb Police Force. Recently, we were out at 4 a.m. in the morning at 20 below zero. For a truck that was upside down in a ditch. And it takes us a little while to get some guys out at 20 below zero, but we'll get there. And we're very proud to partner with the law enforcement, help them out any way we can. We have received a bid on the Big Moose fire truck refurb. Unfortunately, we didn't have it advertised for 30 days, so we can't open it this month. But we will discuss that Thursday at our district meeting, and we might set a special date to open up the bid, a special meeting, or we might wait until March. But the estimate came back from Calden Fire Equipment, and it looks like by refurbing the truck, putting a new cab and chassis under it, we're gonna save about $200,000, a little over $200,000.
Yeah.
Work is in progress on the high railer at last. They got the equipment to put the high railer gear on the new truck that we bought. So by spring, that should be up and running. Our district meeting is Thursday, February 12th at 7 p.m. Anyone is interested in coming, more than welcome. It is open to the public. We're getting some prices on painting of the equipment bays in the old Ford station. The walls, the ceilings, the posts, and we're might get the doors painted in the front. Get some new bright red firehouse paint on the doors and paint the old Forge Fire Department in white. It's presently gold and it doesn't stand out very well. So we're going to get prices on all that. Any questions for anybody on what's going on in the fire district or the fire department? No, that's all I got.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Steve Hoffel. Sorry. I wanted to touch base on something that Mike said last meeting. He was talking about the paddle tracks. I'm sure most of you don't watch my blog that I do in the wintertime, but I do a blog for snowmobiling. One of the titles was like, gee, I wonder. And I have video on the blog showing a person down at Thundera taking off, that they threw a rooster tail probably 30 feet behind a sled and left the groove in the trail a half a foot deep. You know, and it most likely was somebody with a paddle track. Is it possible that future, we put something in place that paddle tracks aren't welcome? Okay, we don't have paddle snow here. There are sleds that are designed for out west, 3-4 foot deep snow. The whole Northeast is groomed packed trails. So there's no need to have a paddle track except for look at me and destroy the trails. So you put something in place 5 years from now, they're no more welcome. And people can't use ignorance because if you put it right on the application, paddle tracks starting this year are no longer welcome in the town of Webb Trail System. Which Mike made a point. It'll help slow down the deterioration because these guys, they're brutal with them.
The corners are gone. Just take the corners off. Absolutely.
I mean, there's like you said, you go around a corner and they're shooting the snow 30, 40 feet into the woods, and you can't bring it back.
It is a known fact. I mean, if you talk to any of the guys that run the groomers, that's one of the things they'll tell you. It's beating up the trails. But,
like that. Yeah. If you go on my blog and go to Christie's Motel and go to video and blog, go to the one that says, gee, I wonder, you go to, it's like 3 minutes, and you'll see the guy down at Thundera. He literally left a groove in the trail like this from taking off.
Yeah.
Well, let's look into it.
We'll look into it.
Yeah.
It'd be hard.
I don't know how you ever.
How you enforce it.
How do you
but-
enforce it?
It's not hard to enforce. You got somebody with a track that has paddles on it like that, you have to be blind not to see it.
Yeah. Oh, let's look into it.
Oh, they're not that deep, but they're deep.
Probably hard to enforce.
Dave?
Yeah.
Dave Kleps. I just wanted to, I had the sewer, I was looking for a sewer update on my list here, and you guys certainly covered it as well as you could. And now I realize how hot a topic it is. I hadn't been to very many meetings over the last couple of years. I've been asking you about it, where it stands. Glad to hear that, it is a hot topic. So help me again. Did I hear it? Well, Ben informed me that the focus was on about 6 areas of concern. You're bringing it down to about 3.
So
it's like a phase 1. Is that what you're trying to focus on right now?
There's 3 really bad areas.
Okay, so all right.
There's 6 areas of concern, but there's 3 that are
And
main.
Did BCA architects, engineers work up a proposal to do the design yet?
So that's what we are.
I know it was a study only.
That's what we're in the process of making sure we make the right decision.
Right.
So the December meeting that Ben is referring to was a statement of qualification proposal thing, for 6, for them to move forward on the design for all 6. And the conversation that was there was we get all of this design done, this whole plan done. We can use the funding from the Northern Borders grant that we're speaking to pay for that. It was a pretty,
six, but maybe only move ahead with three.
it was a hefty amount, and we were encouraged to do it that way. And then as we explore this grant, it's clear that we can, in the grant it even says that, like the three main of the six we can start on if we so choose to, which then we would say who would like to take on this work, whether it be BCA or somebody else.
You could put out for new RFPs.
Put out for new
change gears, but
yeah, BCA's been here, they've been doing great.
There wasn't any design done yet, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's, I really was kind of my question. But I'd also like to talk about the ice rink, which I really commend the town for getting those boards up, regardless of where it is. And I think it's a great location. Personally, I think it's centrally located, and I've been over there skating, and it's awesome. But it is an issue with not having a quote roof. Everybody, it would be a Mother Nature type of rink. You got to keep the snow off it, and then Mother Nature will do the job. So I don't know. In my spare time, I kind of looked at it after the boards got set up, and I went and I got a hold of a company that I thought they build the fabric structures. You're seeing these fabric structures for salt storage buildings, big maintenance buildings. They're really great. And, you know me, I'm a Butler builder, but I can't. That kind of thing you can't compete with. It's really a great product. So I got a hold of a company down at Casanova that does lots of them. I could show you several. One just got done last year down in Schuyler for a private company. Anyhow, they worked up a number, a budget. It's not a bid, it's a budget. Because first thing everyone's going to say is, well, how much would a roof cost? So I got a hold of them. They worked up a very thorough budget, full foundations, frost walls, site work, the building, 90 by 220, open ends, right? Let the air go through it. And it was prevailing wage rate, all things, for a town. It was $857,000. So that's about $40 a square foot. I could tell you, a Butler building, like a pre-engineered building like North Street, probably be about twice that. So it's a good economical solution. I know there's probably no money in play. It's just a starting point, and hopefully. Well, it's that.
Until you don't go away yet.
Everyone wants to know what would something cost. So I gave you a copy of that, Tom. Glad to anybody pass it around, but it was very thorough. Then I even threw out there, what a slab would cost. You're probably in the couple hundred, $250,000 range if you wanted to do a slab. So just some food for thought.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah,
thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, and it's we all know how much it takes to clear that snow and make it a usable rink. It's a lot of man hours from the town that you wouldn't have to do, with that. And I think it's something we've needed for a long time.
Seeing a lot of people using the rink.
Oh,
it's beautiful. It is.
It is. And
very nice.
the snow, it's a lot better than it was.
Yeah.
Thank Hannah for pushing that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, getting that in there
Hannah.
was great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
Just getting it over there, Casey, the crew, everybody working so hard in the fall, and
It was great.
the
Regardless
roof
of
is so necessary.
where it might end up. If it's better at North Street or if it's another.
Give us something else to
gives you a
figure out.
starting point.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks for looking into all that, Dave, very much. Linda.
Sorry.
Ron was behind you with the hand up. I didn't know who to go with.
Me or you?
You said me first.
You go for it.
Kelly just snorts. I love it.
I'm Linda from the library. I handed you all this fun thing. I ordered so much Chinese food, so I really do hope you come.
We're going to be in training.
There is a king cake in the fridge all the way from New Orleans, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the Herkimer County Legislative Breakfast on Friday. I don't think that the board sold it really well. It is a really exciting panel, and it's really exciting that they chose somebody from our town to represent with Senator Walczyk, Assemblyman Smullen, and the dignitaries from Herkimer County. It is a $40 ticket, but I heard the food is gonna be good. I'm really proud that our town keeps representing outside. A contingent of us are headed to the Adirondack Food Justice Summit. We're presenting on February 26th in Tupper Lake at the Wild Center about the benefits of neighborliness and how it strengthens communities and solves things better than trying to solve things or fix things. And I think, just looking around the room all night, I'm very moved by the efforts. February 7th, the PBA had their cornhole tournament. The carnival was going on in Sub-Zero with fireworks that were spectacular. And View was having classes, and just all weekend long. People were buying things in my store and doing things, and it happens every day here. You just look at it, and I know things look dire. It sometimes sewer sounds hard. There's other adjectives with sewer, right? And but I just know, we're ticking away at it. We got Brian here.
Yeah.
If we have questions, we can ask. And I just think there's really great things happening here. And I hope you can come to this. And if you can't, then next week we're going to do bingo again in potluck. Bring your best, and good luck. And win some prizes.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you for applying to. Linda dropped everything to apply for a grant to the Adirondack Community Foundation, the Generous Acts grant, to help potentially fund that mass communication thread, either through text message, email, whatever we decide to do, if we decide to do that, which would be a really great way to inform people. Town employees, EMS, fire, school, police is a part of our department, all of our own employees, just for anything, just as simple as the weather conditions and all that stuff. And another communication thing too, the Facebook change. I know there's some questions on why we went from the TOW GOVT Facebook page to the Town of Webb, NY government page. That was just because the prior was a group, and that group, you could post. Anybody that was a part of that group could just post if it was allowed by administrators of that group that was made years ago. And those administrators of sorts aren't a part of it anymore. It's hard to take them off of it, and it was a group. I did some research, and anything that comes out of our office, which is the supervisor's office, we wanted to come out of here and not have to run over to the publicity office and have them deal with it. So that's why we created the Town of Webb, NY-government page for legal notice and updates in general that come out of this office. Currently, the publicity department is still handling the website because just overall it deals with that, and they're sharing. Any sort of legal notice and stuff that comes out of the Facebook page. But that's why the change occurred. If anyone has any questions on that, I could answer those. Yeah. Thanks for applying for that grant. We'll see what happens. Ron, you had your
Two
own.
subjects I came to bring up tonight.
Yes, sir.
One is that I think the town of Webb should consider the possibility of having the police department hire a full-time employee to be an investigator or an inspector covering issues such as snowmobiles, riding on sidewalks in the village, in the town, versus different situation in Fendera on Route 28. Keep right signs that are on the left side of the road, and where the trail is on the left side of the road, the signs say keep right all over this area here. The Toby Trail riding is prohibited. Right in front of North Country Market, you're not allowed to ride on the Toby Trail. I saw a cop giving tickets out last week to 3 people riding on the Toby Trail in front of North Country Market. Thank God somebody's trying to do something. But you have to ride on Route 28 on the north side of the road, on the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's,
in both directions.
you know,
Everybody knows that.
the Toby Gate.
If the Toby were open to snowmobiles in the winter, you could come east on the Toby and go west to the Thandera train station to Trail 6 on the sidewalk. Maybe that would be something somebody should think about. You know what it takes to get over the Moose River from Mountain Man to Howard's Towing on the sidewalk, on the bridge? You know how many people ride on the middle of the highway? You know how many people go behind Smith Marine and go all the way around the back and come out on Railroad Avenue? And then when they go to down Railroad Avenue, the trail's on the left side in front of Mike Farmer's house.
So I don't think there's
when they get to the school?
I've talked about this with Jeff numerous times. I'm sure these guys have, and
Can't hear it. What'd you say?
I said I've spoken to Jeff about this, and we are very much looking into what the alternatives are. I know Ben and the board here have.
Winter's almost over. It's time we get together this winter before somebody gets killed where the snowmobiles are crossing Railroad Avenue to Park Avenue in front of the school bus garage, getting to the workshop.
Yep.
On a marked crosswalk with signs, but with a snowmobile, you can't see any of that.
Yeah, we know there's
Somebody's
we know there's a
gonna die.
concern. We know there's a concern.
We are working on it.
Yeah.
That sign that was in the snowbank there that I took pictures of, and people in this town have destroyed me on Facebook because I meddled with the thing. I should shut up and go away.
Well,
I can't tell you, I've had hundreds of comments on that sign.
we put the signs up today too.
What?
We're addressing that. The stop signs are going up. We talked about that earlier about getting those stop
Is
signs
it up now?
Yeah.
Today?
Yes.
I was out of town all day. I didn't get back here until
It is.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, we spoke to that earlier.
I'll go look at it in the morning.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, first thing this morning, the broken sign on a post that was stuck in the snowbank, no base between it. I took out of that hole the beginning of the week.
bus garage.
I put it in front of the bus garage. I went into the bus garage. I told one of the mechanics working on one of the buses that I had put it there. I suggested that he talk to the school principal about doing it. I've visited the school 4 times and nobody's talked to me at the school. Thursday night, I'll be at the school board meeting. Last 2 school board meetings, I've been the only member of this community who is not a faculty member or on the school board attending that meeting.
Well, I can tell you that your first concern there with the Toby Trail, the North Street Bridge, it's all being looked into right now. We've got to figure out what we can do, if there are options.
I'll add my other
to
thing.
send a bunch of snowmobiles, more traffic down into like the residential area, you know, down that what was that Moose River Trail. I mean, they're tough alternatives that don't really solve the problem that is a safety concern. It's a safety concern no matter what. So we're just trying to figure out which one is.
Just tell them to ride the trails.
Ride the trail system.
You know, I mean, the trail through there, you know, on the sidewalk is meant for the motels and stuff to have access.
I can't hear you.
So that the trail on the sidewalk through Thandera is mainly for access for the hotels.
After the meeting, maybe you can explain.
Hotels.
You can't.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the chief and I did have a conversation the other day on the sidewalks and
Yeah.
on
If
the
you want
road.
to think of something,
Does
think about this. No snowmobiles on sidewalks. It's a snowmobile thing, right? Lots of keep right signs where the trails are actually on the other side of the road. If you come from the beach behind Slickers and go to the end of Park Avenue, the trail's on the left, but all the signs on the left say keep right.
Stay on the right side of the trail.
People who come-
Stay on the right side of the
they don't go
trail.
Who come from an information center where they buy their permits to ride and then come down there when they see the trail's here, but the sign says they have to be on the other side.
Ron,
What do they do?
Ron,
Stay right on the
if I may,
trail.
we have to move on from this topic. I can tell you again, our trail maintenance head, Jeff Abriel, is doing a fantastic job with his employees, and safety is a daily conversation.
They're not doing enough.
It's a daily conversation.
They're not doing enough.
Okay.
Rules and the signage is confusing. If somebody comes from New Jersey where
We're looking into it.
For 300 years, they don't know what to do.
I understand your concerns, but I'm not gonna sit up here and bash
do
our
this.
employees and bash our departments and talk about them not doing enough or not, and whether you're the one that decides that,
Well,
okay?
here's a trail to add to it, okay? Well, if you go to Trail 1,
We've gotta move on, Ron.
we listen here for 30 seconds. You go to Trail 1.
Let's have a conversation after.
Is Trail 1 the covered bridge?
It's not trail.
No, it's not trail.
Where does Trail Route 1
North Street.
start?
And then North Street.
Where does the Toby Trail go? Does it go under the covered bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've gotta move on.
Snowmobiles go down the beach and go over the covered bridge to go behind the Dairy Queen and cross over to Enchanted Forest to get gas and then go up first, North Street?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the way they go?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, if you go up North Street, that's part of the Toby. Is it not? North Street is the Toby that goes up over the bridge.
Yes, but there's a problem with that bridge down there with the property on the Smith Marine side when it was given to, if you're talking about that bridge down there.
One in Thendera.
The one in Thendera
I'm
you're
talking
talking.
about the bridge on North Street.
Talk about the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh. Moose River.
Okay, we'll have a conversation about this afterwards. People need to go home.
Is that Trail 1?
All right, we moving on?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Does anyone have anything
Next
else?
time I'll bring you a map so you know where I'm going.
Ron, you've had 2 minutes.
Ron.
Give me any more than that. That's it. We have to move on. Ron. We have to move
It
on.
is that
Ron.
Trail 1,
Ron.
Toby Trail are all the same thing in the
Ron,
town,
please.
and everyone has different
No, it's not.
rules.
Toby's
What?
No.
I mean, it's down in there.
Right.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything this evening?
Dude, awesome.
Nope. All right.
Okay.
So, to the, I'd like to make a motion
Yes,
to enter into executive session.
thank you.
Contracts, personnel, and policies.
I'll
Can I get a
second
second
it.
on that?
I'll
Judy?
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
You're gonna have to
Okay.
get everybody to go.
I
Yeah.
have to do a roll call vote.
Mike,
Wait,
Not
just
an
get,
aye, not an all in favor. We need a roll call vote on the executive session.
Councilwoman Lonergan.
Aye.
Councilman Hannah.
aye.
Councilman Ross.
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
4 ayes.
So we've got to go in executive session. We're gonna hold it in here. We need everybody to leave. You may come in afterwards if you'd like. Come out of executive session. No action was taken. Can I get a motion to? You gotta pay the audit. Here, let me look at my. Let me find my. Let me read
Gotta pay
yours.
the audit.
Yeah, motion to pay the audited claims.
I'll make a motion that we pay the audit claims.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Ben,
I'll second it.
Judy, you guys were late on that.
Mm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Thanks, folks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.